In this video, we are sharing several projects that take inspiration from a horse-based theme. As always, we start each of these projects off by doing our preparation. So we have prepared the woods, we've prepared our designs, and then we stick those designs onto the wood itself. We're using stack cutting as a method, so we are super gluing several layers together before we get started with the cutting out. Another method that we are using here is to mark all of the drill holes that will be needed for doing the pierce work out using a spike. That just allows us to be a little bit more accurate when it comes to drilling the holes, especially when we are working with that finer drill bit. We're always developing our scroll sawing skills and our woodworking abilities, so using that spike is an addition that helps us to improve what we're doing. From there, we sand the back of each project to get the wood nice and flat so it will sit on the scroll saw nice and evenly. We then go on to the scroll saw and start cutting out our first projects. The first project that we are working on is using line art, and that's where we use the scroll saw lines to create the image of the cutouts that we are working on. This first project is a horse-themed mini coaster. Now that we have completed most of the work on that first project, we go straight across to the scroll saw work on our second project. This includes a horseshoe and a horse in the design together. The preferred order that we cut things out in is to do all of the pierce work first of all, so all of those internal cuts. We then cut the outline and proceed across to the workbench to do the hand carving on the design. This is our preferred method, is to combine our wood carving skills with the scroll sawing skills to create unique items. We carve out all of the detail on the horse, shape the horseshoe, take away all the paper that we've stuck onto the wood, and use a nail to mark the indents of the horseshoe. From there, we add two small fridge magnets to the back using our Starbond super glue, and again this concludes most of the work on our second project. Moving on to our next designs, and we're using the same methods. We are stack cutting the project, we are using our scroll saw to do the internal cuts, so doing that pierce work using those drill holes. And then from here, we cut the surround of the design out in preparation for the hand carving that we will do afterwards. This particular design, I decided to make a few different shapes and sizes. So it is a horseshoe with a heart design in between. So we cut all of that out. We then use the hand carving skills to add separation and definition to the heart and the horseshoe. Again, we're turning these into fridge magnets and key rings, so we stick the magnets on the back of the horseshoe heart and also put that keyring clip upon it. The final project that we're working on is a little bit more elaborate than the other designs that we've done already. We're cutting out all of the pierce work for the design, which features two horses surrounding a heart. The wood that we are using to make this design is a piece of recycled walnut. Lovely timber for working in, scroll saws and carves nicely, and gives a lovely finish to the project. It's the same process as we've explained when it comes to doing our scroll saw work, where you start off doing all of the pierce work holes, and then afterwards we cut out the surround of the project. From here we proceed across to the workbench and we hand carve all of the detail and the levels and the depth on the design. Once we finish with the hand carving, we go across to the belt sander and we sand everything nice and smooth on all of the faces, but also get a nice flat edge on the part where we're going to super glue the base and the back together. You'll also notice that we're cutting out 2 little pieces, and the reason for this, these 2 little pieces will be used to turn our horse themed background and the base into a decorative candle holder. As with all of our demonstrations, we're showing you projects that sell well here at our family workshop. Final part of the process is to add 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, rubbing it down in between each coat to bring it up to a good finish. So there you have it, some simple gift items that have a horse theme. If you're interested in having a go at making those, don't forget you can find those designs on our website. If you've enjoyed that video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and thank you all again for watching.